Hello boxing fans, and welcome to another EBN prediction. Right now we're talking our old German bout for the WBA Super World title, Sebastian Zbik versus the champion, Felix Sturm. Unfortunately this fight is a big old German money spinner for these guys, which may unofficially signal the end for Felix Sturm should he lose, a passing of the torch to Zbik if Zbik wins. We're going to move on into the attributes, the physical attributes, what these guys have got. See, both guys are about the same size, they've got the same reach. Both are career 160 pound fighters, so no one's draining. Right, the speed advantage is definitely with Zbik at this time in his career. Zbik's still fast, he's in his prime, and if you look at the Chavez fight, he was really good. He had great speed, crisp speed and punches in that fight. If you look at the movement, it's also with Zbik. Boxing ability is close between these both guys. Both are very accomplished boxers. They've got huge amateur records with over 180 fights each, except I give it slightly to Sturm, as he's been on top of his game for a longer period of time than Zbik. He's been a belt holder 160 pounds for much longer. The power statistically is with Sturm, having 5 more KOs on his record, but in truth neither are huge power punches. Like I said, stamina is with Zbik. Chin is also with Zbik. He took plenty of shots from Chavez Jr., who was 15 pounds heavier than Zbik on the night, and Sturm's been beat before. Punch output's also with Zbik, which I think is going to be a very big talking point in this fight. Looking at the form book, on paper it doesn't look good for Zbik, but in reality it's totally different. Sturm's last 3 include a TKO win over Ronald Hearns, a split decision robbery over Matthew Matlin, and a politically correct draw with Martin Murray, who's sorry but in my opinion is not world level. Disagree if you wish, but I don't think he is ready for the world level. While if you look at Zbik's last 3, compare and contrast, you've got Domenico Spada, you got a unanimous decision over him, a unanimous decision over Jorge Sebastian Highland, and the majority decision loss to Chavez Jr., where many people actually think Zbik was jobbed in that fight. So controversy is there in the last 3 of both of their opponents, really. Never mind saying that the Chavez Jr. fight was described by the American commentators as the best fight that Zbik has ever fought. The question is, can he replicate this in the Sturm fight? Hopefully, I think he can. Key things to remember before I put in my prediction: this fight is in Sturm's hometown, but Zbik can bring his fans to the arena. You know, it's not as if there's a huge distance between where they both are. Both German, they both fight in Germany. The question is, will the hometown advantage win it for Sturm, as they've had an influence in the last 2 fights? Okay, now just to get straight into the actual prediction, I actually expect Zbik to win this fight. I think that his punch output will be much greater than Sturm's. I think his speed advantage will be a bit too much for Sturm at this time in his career, and I think that Zbik's superior stamina into the later rounds will be key in this fight. I expect the fight to be very competitive up until the 8th round, where I expect Zbik's speed and power combination to be enough for Zbik to run away with the last few rounds. I expect Sturm to rally in the final round like he did against Macklin. However, I don't think it will be enough, and I expect Zbik to win the WBA title and end the illustrious career of Felix Sturm. Statistically thinking, this has unanimous decision all over it, while a KO would be hugely against the grain for either boxer. So tell me what you think about this fight, tell me who you've got, and also like the Facebook page and follow the Twitter page that I also put in the description, please.